Don't be scared of the change. Scared to be the new kid.
If you were to ask me what my favorite type of music is, I would look you dead in the eyes and tell you my favorite music is rap. But a few years ago, I decided to give some older country a chance because I also hated country music. I was not a fan of it, and I'm still not really a fan of most modern country. But I was introduced to Kenny Rogers a while back, and his music really left an impression on me. Between The Gambler and Lady, and tons of you guys have recommended that I should check out this track now. So let's go ahead and get into Kenny Rogers' Coward of the County for the first time, y'all.
Everyone considered him the coward of the county. Never stood one single time to prove the county wrong. His mama called him Tommy, but folks just called him Yellow. Something always told me they were reading Tommy wrong. He was only 10 years old when his daddy died in prison. And I took care of Tommy 'cause he was my brother's son. I still recall the final words my brother said to Tommy. Son, my life is over, but yours has just begun. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now we don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. And I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man.
Holy fuck, man. I was not anticipating such a heavy message from a song that's guitar and the way the singing is. It sounds like it's almost upbeat. I was really shocked when they mentioned that the father had passed away when he was in prison. It's one thing to have your parent pass away, but in prison too, so you don't even get that moment to really say goodbye unless, you know, they called beforehand. But I like how Kenny frames the advice his father gave him, and everyone thinks Tommy's just a coward. No, Tommy is taking the advice, so he doesn't repeat what his father does, and you gotta respect that.
Don't have to fight to be a man. There's someone for everyone. Tommy's love was Becky. In her arms he didn't have to prove he was a man. One day while he was working, the Gatlin boys came calling. They took turns at Becky, and there were 3 of them. Tommy opened up the door, saw his Becky crying. The torn dress, the shattered look was more than he could stand. He reached above the fireplace, took down his daddy's picture. As the tears fell on his daddy's face, I heard these words again. Promise me, son, not to do the things I...
Dude, I was not expecting it to go this direction. They talked about, you know, Becky getting taken advantage of. That really shocked me because the way that they put it at first, I was like, maybe she just got beat up or something. But how Tommy is like, nah, I'm not gonna put up with this. Fuck around and find out. He really went and took his dad's picture down even, and he's like, nah, I'm handling this shit. I kinda get it.
Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it don't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. And I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. The Gatlin boys just laughed at him when he walked into the bar room. One of them got up and hit him halfway across the floor. Tommy turned around, they said, hey, look, old Yellow's leaving. But you could have heard a pin drop when Tommy stopped and locked the door. 20 years of crawling was bottled up inside him. He wasn't holding nothing back, he let him have it all. Tommy left the barroom, not a Gatlin boy was standing. He said this one's for Becky, as he watched the last one fall. I heard him say, I promised you, Dad, not to do the things you've done. I'll walk away from trouble when I can. Now please don't think I'm weak, I couldn't turn the other cheek. Papa, I sure hope you understand. Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man. Everyone considered him the coward of the county.
God damn, I love that ending. It got me amped up. In this situation, I think Tommy's dad actually would understand, because that is just terrible, doing that to a woman, let alone 3 of them, and then mocking the guy. Like, you really think he's gonna stand down for something like that? Oh god, that was just such great storytelling though. It was so contradicting to the way the instrumental was going that I just have such shock, and that's what I love about this old school country music. The stories they're telling just blow your mind. And I just feel like a lot of modern country music is just music to kind of fill the atmosphere when you're sitting somewhere, if that makes sense. I want to have this shock factor. That's my favorite thing about this old school stuff. So guys, let me know down in the comments, what's a country song that has the best storytelling you've ever heard of? Like, when you got towards the end and you heard the shock value, you were like, what the hell? Let me know down below. And in the meantime, guys, check out some of my other Kenny Roger reactions. They should be popping up any moment. Thank you again for watching, y'all, and have a great day, guys.